Hi, this is Subbu here. So another video led to AI. The situation called as the AI sprawl. Okay, now we had a similar situation in the cloud computing as well, where the every department within the organization work in a silo. There is no controlled implementation of cloud computing. Okay, they might, in instance, okay, the department might create an instance, okay, on the platform without any control. Okay, this is called as a cloud sprawl. Okay, so so much of cloud instance might be running with your CSP, and your monthly bill will actually go higher. Okay. Now, similar situation is happening on the AI sprawl also. Now, what is this AI sprawl? The concept is very similar. There are multiple departments within the organization. Okay, and nobody controls how the AI deployment is going to happen. Every department has got their own models, and they implement it, and they actually test it, and they deploy it. Okay, so when this thing actually happens, okay, there's no centralized control on what model is used by whom. Okay, now you should always understand the model is based out of the data set and the algorithm together. Okay, if the data set is not prepared properly, okay, there is a possibility of having a backdoor injection as well, or it could lead to what is called the model poisoning. If every department is going to have their own multimodal architecture, okay, and if the model poisoning, okay, could be a very big headache to the organization if not controlled properly. Okay, so there needs to be a central department, okay, centralized person, like a chief AI officer, okay, who needs to have a complete control on how the artificial intelligence is deployed within the organization. Okay, a centralized administration. We'll also speak about the AI orchestration maybe in some other video. Okay, so AI orchestration is like coordinating the entire AI platforms within the organization. So whenever the departments wants to implement an AI in their respective department, they reach out to the AI department. They give a request, and the chief AI officer validates the request and approves it, and then the implementation actually happens. Okay, so this is going to have a controlled implementation of artificial intelligence within the organization. So why do we have this AI sprawl? Rapid adaptation. Every department, okay, out of the curiosity, they go ahead, okay, to implement, artificial intelligence in their respective department. Okay, there is no, they don't listen to anybody. Okay, so we need to have somebody called as an AI officer, okay, chief AI officer, okay, to approach to and get the consultation done and have discussion, get an approval. In fact, Dubai has taken an excellent step forward to appoint 22 chief AI officers, okay, in the government departments. Okay, decentralized development. There's no centralized organization or centralized department which controls the complete AI implementation across the organization. And the rise of shadow AI. Okay, what is the shadow AI? In fact, people who have joined me for AI security officer, okay, there are a lot of attacks that actually happen with the shadow AI. Shadow AI is the replica, okay, of the actual AI. The people test, okay, on the actual one and the shadow AI to see how the model is going to respond to a particular input. And if they find that, if they fine tune the model in such a way that the response of the production actual AI and the shadow AI is same, okay, they know what exactly. It's very similar to a collision attack in the hashing algorithm. Okay, what is vendor proliferation? Too much of vendors, okay, excessive. Okay, what is proliferation? Means rapid increase in the size of something. Okay, so the vendors, okay, immediately there is a high volume of vendors that are getting deployed. If there is no centralized administration department to manage the procurement and channelize everything through the procurement, we need to have an AI department in every organization, chief AI officer, like how we have a CDPO and how we have a DPO. This is not going to get controlled. Okay. Now, key risk: security vulnerability. Every model has got vulnerability. Okay, we are speaking about Google, secure AI framework. Okay, AML, adversary machine learning from what is it, NIST. We have got OWASP, top 10 LLM vulnerability, and so many vulnerabilities are discovered each and every day. Okay, if the department is not aware of all those things, okay, this could become a gateway for the hackers to enter the organization. Compliance nightmare. Okay, you have GDPR, you have CCPA. Okay, so GDPR, Sadaya in Saudi Arabia. Okay, DPDP in India, PDPC in Malaysia. Every country, okay, either has got a data protection law or they're coming up with a data protection law. Okay, the departments are going to have their own data set and they work in a silo and they have their own model actually working on it. It could become a nightmare with respect to the complaint. Sometimes the penalty is so huge. If you look at the GDPR penalty, okay, we either have 4% of the gross GDP or 20 million euros. Okay, same holds good with the UK GDPR as well. Okay, in fact, ICO is coming up with an AI Governance Act by summer 2026 is what we hear. Okay, so data integrity and inconsistency and operational inefficiency and high cost. So the people who are actually engaged, every department might hire a resource who has to manage the AIMS. Okay, so if there is no centralized department, like how we have a security team, IT team. Okay, we need to have an artificial intelligence team. Okay, which is a competency, and we have to cut across the vertical, like how the big blue actually operates. Okay, cut across the vertical to ensure that the standard implementation of AIMS is actually followed. And lack of visibility, if there is no centralized department, okay, there's no chief AI officer who doesn't take care of who doesn't take care of the projects and implementation of artificial intelligence management system within the organization, we're definitely going to have no control, okay, what exactly is happening. Okay, so lack of visibility. And how do you actually manage? Establish centralized platform, implement artificial intelligence management system. Okay, and appoint a chief AI officer who's going to manage everything for you. Okay, have a competency team for AIMS, and all the verticals should request the resources from the team. Conduct an ISO 42001 audit for every department just to ensure that they are in line. And GDPR audit also, okay, because at the moment, okay, I'm looking out for implementing a SOC 2 for an organization in US, okay, so where they deal with agentic AI, okay. So implement SOC 2 or implement GDPR, ISO 27001 with a combo. Because if you look at the ISO 42001, one of the greatest requirement is to comply with the existing standards. Okay, it should comply with incident management should be mapped to 20K, business continuity should be mapped to 22301, security should be mapped to 27001. Okay. Even the governance framework, okay, ISO 42001 for the moment is the management system. That is the only standard that is available for you to manage the artificial intelligence management system. Integrate security throughout the AI lifecycle. Okay, we discussed about NIST AML. Okay, we also discussed about the Google Safe, and we also discussed about what is called as an OWASP top 10 LLM vulnerability. All these things should be managed. Okay, and should be throughout the life cycle of artificial intelligence management system, right from your data set and the algorithm, then your model generation. Okay, then a testing phase, validation phase, training phase, testing phase, and the validation phase. And LLMs have a pre-training phase as well, where the large amount of data, okay, is actually processed. Okay, for all these phases, implementation of security becomes a veritable base to ensure that your AIMS or AI implementation is as secure as possible. Before the artificial intelligence application is actually deployed, okay, we need to have a security sign off, okay, just to ensure that this Google Safe and the NIST AML and then your NIST AML, okay, and your LLM vulnerabilities are taken care. Now, what all the vulnerabilities that are known today might be more tomorrow, okay, for sure, okay. So it's a booming field, okay. People might identify a lot of vulnerabilities every day. We are listening something. Yesterday there was a couple of days back there was a news that the self-driving car, okay, in San Bruno took an illegal U-turn, okay, but there are no accidents when the police were trying to issue the ticket, okay, there was no driver in it, okay. Every day new attacks are actually happening. Every day we are learning. Okay, every day there's a maturity in the AI platform. We need to keep abreast with all the information as required. Okay, and educate the employees. Okay, so whenever you're implementing an AI ISO 42001, okay, as a part of this, the user awareness session for any ISO, user awareness session is a veritable base to ensure that everybody is aware of it. Ensure this becomes your key performance indicator or key risk indicator, whatever it is. Okay, we need to educate the employee. So number one, have an artificial intelligence management system as a team. Ensure there's an assurance team. Ensure there's a chief AI officer within the organization. Okay, if you're going to follow ISO 42001, integrate with all the existing standards. Okay, and if you're going to have a chief AI officer to approve your request, etc., after validation, team validates and he actually approves it. You can avoid this AI sprawl. Okay, thank you very much. This is Subramaniam, and you can join me for my AI governance officer, security officer, privacy officer, and 42001 lead implementer. Cheers and have a good day. Bye bye.